Juicy crypto news is coming your way, baby dolls. We have officially seen Jerome Powell, the US Fed bug overlord and bug eater and bug worshiper, probably reports to a higher intelligence being. Just bugs everywhere, friends. He's officially pivoted into being a dove. Now, if you remember me, friends, from 2 years ago, I was saying that he had already pivoted 2 years ago, and actually they had. It's just that there's pivoting with one hand to the public, where they talk about their words and the kippy and the inflation, all that other garbage, and then it's what they all do in the background. They had already pivoted in 2022. You can actually see it in the global liquidity index. They just started printing money just to do all these like backstop stuff, which I'm going to show you shortly. But the Bitcoin price chart is actually impressive now. It is starting to move up. You see that? That's wonderful to see. And why is this important? You see this, friends, see this little tick? This is really, really important. So Bitcoin around $64,000. Why is that important? You remember that little tick up? Well, I'm going to go back. I'm going to show you my juicy news post because I had this from BCB. Basically, friends, they've condensed the zombie virus fractal. Okay, you can see this is from 2019. This was the zombie virus crash. And then we had Japan's Pokemon Island going to zero pretty much and then restoring. But we were waiting for this period. You see up here, we were just doing this grindy pop up. That's what the zombie virus did. And we were doing the exact same thing here too. But then if you see this little green, see what I added it here, right? So we actually got the vertical pop up. That's one thing we were needing. I remember this day, actually. I remember this in zombie virus year in 2020 when this happened. When it happened, I remember sitting actually in this squeaky chair and I remember looking at it and I remember seeing on YouTube a lot of people were excited and I was like, I don't get it, man, because I was trading. I'm like, why are you excited? Like, it's not like it's a new range or anything, but that's because I was short-term scalping and trading, okay? Because all I was looking at all the prices back here. I'm like, who the hell cares if Bitcoin has now come back to whatever this price was? I think back here, Bitcoin's around $8,000, right? And now I feel the same thing here too. A lot of people see we don't actually feel super excited that $64,000 is here. We're like, we still got to break 70K, man. Otherwise, we're going to zero, right? So it's a step. It gives me deja vu, right? And it's a step in the right direction. Now, before we even continue about J. Powell and all this pivoting and stuff, friends, the Russell 2000, this is what it all comes down to. This is the last US index that must break the high. It is the Russell 2000. We'll play some pump music for Mr. Russell, as you can see right here. So it is starting to recover. I have this horizontal line drawn. This is a level for the all-time high. We need this to basically just start charging up. But there has to be some sort of news catalyst, right? And it might not just be a specific news one-day event. It might be at the end of this year, I don't know, maybe Donald Trump wins and earnings are like blowout readings. Maybe that's the stock market's really smart at computing that, friends. They get like Google, Amazon, Apple, everybody else, and they just compute all the earnings and they go, oh crap, this is not a slowing economy. We're just accelerated and we've started expanding again. So we need this type of thing to come out. And when we do have that, we might have an expansion pop up again. I know no one's talking about that at all. Like it's interesting, friends. Right? I've noticed a lot of the bear guys, they think that everybody's bullish. And I'm thinking, bro, what rock have you been living under? And then I realized, no, what they're doing is they get all the information from the economists who are their standard is whatever the growth rate is. They know stocks go up 8% per year. Okay, sweet. That's all we expect. You don't gauge anything from that. I think in crypto, we have more of a pure reading because we have a lot at stake. I think crypto is a good estimate for the stock market, because firstly, no one in crypto knows how to actually trade stocks at all, and they don't actually know how the S&P 500 works and all these. So that's beautiful because less information you know, the better. You get more pure reading. Number one, and number two, our emotions. We know they are really in sync. Okay, so we get really high on the highs and we get low on the lows, and it's because we're all in on crypto. And we know if stocks go down 20%, you're losing pretty much 99%. We know that, right? So our feelings, it's really important, especially in crypto. I don't know how long it will last for though, so we'll see. Now, if you want to see a monster chart, man, this is the S&P 500 still around the highs. You can even change it to a daily chart. That's actually crazy to see the S&P 500 do this big reversal. So what happened, friends? Obviously, they had the Jackson Booty Hole Symposium meeting with the US Fed and stuff. You know, friends, all these other secret meetings, they do a lot of other weird stuff going on here. Who knows? Some sort of rituals. You didn't hear it from me. I'm going to read this from Nick. So Nick's basically said, the Powell pivot is now complete. So what's a pivot, friends? Remember, they're going to start cutting rates. Now, if you've been following me forever or a bit, we all know, and by the way, this is now mainstream, everyone has been saying when they cut rates, it's bearish. Okay, I'm actually shocked because, friends, that's why, man, markets are really hard. Okay, you can't be out of sync. You got to be in sync. Okay, you can't auto do markets. You can't. You got to be in. You got to know everybody. You got to know what everyone's doing. Okay, you got to know what that's how you get a feel for what's value and what's not. So I remember a year ago, every single person was begging for interest rate cuts. Do you remember? Well, begging for it. 1, 2 years ago, please cut the rates, please. And I was saying, hey, you don't want them to cut the rates because when they cut the rates, it's pretty much game over. And we've seen it over history. And I have a nice chart here to show you. Okay, so the orange line, see, these are the dots. That is the rate cuts. So when they cut rates, when they start cutting rates, look at this, you had zombie virus. Every time they start cutting rates in history, right, it has cutting rates. Here comes GFC. That is the stock market, right? They cut rates again. The tech bubble burst. You see that, but there was this period here, friends. This is what no one expects. And don't make this a base case, but this is what no one expects, all right? They cut rates and then just go sideways. And then literally we just keep running up. And then finally they hike rates again because inflation's out of hand and it's pretty much over. Now, you don't know what scenario you're going to get, but I'm just showing you a few ones of the past. Now, it's such a stark contrast, man. We went from please cut the rates to now, don't cut them. Don't cut them. Friends, I got a good read on what everyone thinks, what everyone knows. I can see now everyone who's not meant to know that rate cuts are bearish is now telling me rate cuts are bearish. And I'm like, wow, I never would have thought that. It is amazing how this universe works out, especially in markets. It's a moving target, man. It's a moving target. That's why I always had my guesses in the past. I can come back, I can show you the Bitcoin monthly chart. We can always guess, friends. There's nothing wrong with guessing. And by the way, the August month is almost the green monthly candle. And I've actually just made a quick picture here to show you, man. Like almost, look at this. Look, the moggening, literally. The moggening is happening. Can you believe that? That was Japanese Pokemon Island. How the hell did we freaking end up literally almost to the close of last month? We had Japan, friends. Japan Pokemon Island was literally going to zero. Oh, man, it's wild. Okay, so, friends, I always draw these scenarios up because you want to be ready, man. You want to see if there's a build-up that goes up because, man, in crypto, friends, you really regret just being here after a while because it just goes down for like 3.5 years, literally 3.5 years. And you're like, oh, any day now, any day now. And pretty much after a cycle, everyone becomes a Bitcoin maxi. But obviously, I'm really, really scared about that because I've made my videos here to tell you, guys, just to let you know, okay, free information. 20 of us, all of us, right? I started, but 20 of us want to become a Bitcoin maxi next cycle. 20 of us. I'm like, oh, wow, everyone's on the same camp. I wonder how that plays out. Now, we'll actually see if they can come back and do it. I got a feeling, friends. I just got a feeling, man. I just feel this in my bones. I don't know why, but it's coming to me. Okay, I really think that because Bitcoin dominance has been going on for so freaking long, when this finally comes back down, okay, people are going to like buy Bitcoin and they're going to think, oh, sweet, I'm taking money into Bitcoin. They're going to do that. And for some reason, Ethereum is just going to come in its fourth cycle and just do this. And it's going to make everyone go, oh, crap. And they're just going to basically sell the bottom. I got a feeling something like that's going to happen because there's too many people who want to be Bitcoin maxis who are underestimating competition. Because Bitcoin is just a layer 1 chain, right? It's a layer 1 chain. Very, very, very slow. It's a layer 1 chain with a special story. Okay, yeah, but special stories are cool, but is it worth you paying, I don't know, $250,000 for a Bitcoin when you have all these altcoins that have an opportunity to pump? Yeah, that's what it all comes down to. Now, I'm going to go through it, right, friends? So Powell is dovish across the board from the same stage where he 2 years ago signaled the US Fed would accept a recession as the price of restoring inflation. Now, he was lying about that, confirmed, because they cheated on 13 job report numbers in a row. They kept overestimating, and then they would go back 2 months ago, and they would change the numbers. So that we've lost like 1 million jobs. When they're supposed to have made 2.6 million, but they only made 1.6 million, I think, for US economy. So, you know, they're full of crap. They're just complete lies, okay? Jay Powell's a politician. Is just, friends, they're all bug eaters, man. It's the Bureau of Labor, so the butthole of statistics, they're all a bunch of scum. They're all lying. It's all psyops. It's all manipulation. They're all changing the numbers. They're changing the job numbers. We know that they cook the inflation numbers. Well, guess what? They cook the job numbers too. And remember, friends, at the end of 2021, as 2022 started, they built a big fence, a big wall around the US Fed. Do you remember that? I remember this, friends. You see this? I remember this, okay? So this type of information, I remember, friends, seeing this. So you look at this, 2022, they built a 10-foot wall. I just thought that was one of the most suspicious things I have ever seen. That means, friends, something is coming this decade, okay? Somewhere this decade, something big's coming. There's going to be a big financial crisis, rate hike. Like, they know this, friends. I'm not joking. They know this. They know that they've hiked rates up to 5%. Shocking, okay? And then they were the ones who caused everything. They know that. And they know they've caused some big damage. Because, man, they look at all the data. They know this. They know, oh my gosh, we cause all this. But they don't say that, obviously. They don't say that publicly. They look at that on the data points. And then they just make up all the BS stories. But it's the thing, right? Watch what they do, not what they say. Actions speak louder than words. The fact that they are building a big wall, which they already now have done, it means, like, they're aware when the crack finally basically is able to just, like, split everything open, it's going to be vicious. It'll be vicious. Let's hope, though, that they can keep the party going for a little longer. Speaking of the party going, I mean, like, this is the S&P 500, friends, monthly chart. Check that out, man. That is wild, friends. Look at this. Not even Japanese Pokemon Island could make it a red monthly candle. I mean, that's insane. So don't forget, man, like, these things right before big crashes, they look great as well. You know what I mean? Like, here you go, big crash. Here's a zombie virus, right? You just, like, it's springing down as well. You see this? It goes like, look, green, red, green, red. But look, generally, when you're having these big green closes, you know, you got a bit of time going. So that's the most important part, at least to know for the S&P 500. So more about this, like, Powell pivot. So these are actually his words. He said, like, the cooling in the labor market conditions is unmistakable. He actually said that. So that's basically, this is when he says that, they go, oh, we can't ignore this. Pretty much it says rate cuts are coming. Now, got to remind everybody as well. Yes, rate cuts are bearish. They are. But from the data, which I've shown you many times, some say data, many times, if they stop a hiking cycle, so the first cut, which we're about to have, if they stop it with 50 basis points, you are down for the next 2-3 years. You're literally down, S&P 500 down 20% to 30% for the next 2 to 3 years, man. Ouch, it's over. But if they stop the cycle with only a 25 basis point cut, your forward return average, there were 3 periods, okay? You have 23%, 22%, and 11%. So the average of that is like 15%. Pretty much stonks are up, crypto's up, everything's up. So that all depends on next month, okay? So in the FOMC, in like what, 28 days, 25 days, whatever it is for September, it's a 67% chance odds for 25, and then it's a 33% chance for the 50. Okay, so that's pretty much it. The 25 has higher odds and the 50 has lower odds. But obviously, the market just always leaves those odds because, like, well, you know, anything can happen in the next month. We'll see. Jay Powell also said, right, he goes, look at this. It seems unlikely that the labor market will be a source of elevated inflationary pressures anytime soon. So it's basically telling you, oh, everything we said about inflation, throw it out. We don't care. We're actually focusing on jobs now, because jobs have started to turn. They know jobs have turned. They said, we do not seek or welcome further cooling in labor market conditions. It means we have to start cutting now. So, but what we end up finding, friends, is like, yes, the unemployment rate starts going up, which is bad. You have these, the economy starts cracking slowly, but the first part's fine. The first part's fine. It's the nasty stuff that comes at the very, very end, where you just have these dead bodies. It's like, it's going exponential pretty much. You know, it's like 1 dead body a month. Then like another 2 dead bodies a month. Then by like month 7 into this recession, there's like 18 dead bodies come, right? But it's very hard, right? If you know 18 dead bodies are coming, they can't cut now to prevent them, right? That's the tough part. It's literally, it's an impossible task because they know they have to do this. Because if you cut everything and save everybody, those dead bodies that need to be washed out, they never come out, all right? But we'll see what happens. By the way, so Jay Powell said, we will do whatever it takes, pretty much, to prevent labor collapsing and to like support stuff. That's what they said. So this is the global liquidity index, okay? So it doesn't just have America, has everything in there, friends. Tether's still printing going up. We have Bitcoin's price chart. See this doing the nice tick up? It's nice because that's what it looked like, man. Remember this? Look at this. Remember when Japan, Pokemon Island came down, friends? That's all you could see. We're going down like clowns, and then the global liquidity index was rising, and look what ends up happening. Look what ends up winning, by the way. Just be careful, though. At the tops of cycles, crypto leads first. because there are a lot of insiders and the liquidity is thin. Okay, yes, there are insiders in crypto, friends. Trust me, there are. They're all these gamblers, just me. Okay, so, and we actually see, I could just quickly show you, because this is really, really important. All right, look at this. So, firstly, China banned Bitcoin and the liquidity index was still rising. And then look at the end of the cycle, check this out. We had already topped out. Altcoins, friends, down here. Altcoins were down 60% already by December 2021. They were down 60% from their high. And look, liquidity was still rising. It was still rising. See that? All the way up. And then look. Liquidity was still high. And then look, we end up getting destroyed. Okay, look at things end up turning. So if you're just relying on this global liquidity index over time, over that cycle, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you for end of cycle stuff. Now, I've got a lot of things to go through as well, friends. So we have also Ben Copen. So he has a $500 Ethereum target. Yeah, you heard that right. So $500. And his theory is he's totally basing everything off the yield curve and the US rates. So he believes that because the Fed is now going to cut rates, we're going to get a zombie virus style crash. That's what he believes is coming. But as I showed you from the data, remember that table I showed you from Charlie right here, actually. Lucky I got friends. Can I just take 5 seconds to appreciate this is the highest value content in crypto. I bring everything out here for you. Look at this. Check it out here. So you see the red rows. Let's look at the red rows, friends. That is when they cut by 50 basis points. You see this? So cutting by 50 basis points is bad. Look at the forward 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year returns. So look at this. After 3 years, if they cut by 50 basis points, you are still down 20%. Ouch. And the other one, you're down 13%. After 3 years, man, no growth in the stock market. However, if you look at when their first cut is 25 basis points, look at these greens. Look at these greens, okay? Check this out. In their 25 basis point cuts, look at this. Their 3 and 4 year returns in this one period still cracked. So it doesn't mean it's like you save everything. It's just telling you that welcoming 25 basis points is much better. It's just that when they start to cut heavier, it's because they know. They go, oh, crap, the data's turning and it's pretty much going to be game over soon. Kind of funny, right? Shout out to Ed. Tell me it's a counter signal. Well, sir, obviously, they're just probabilities. Hopefully it's a counter signal. Shout out to John Smith. Did he really say that? The dude banned me a month ago because I said he was wrong about lengthening cycles. I got this. I know, man. I know. This is the game, man. The game is a lot of people, friends, they just talk in their own echo chamber. That's what it is, right? I'm one of the only guys. Find all my comments on Twitter. I'm literally, friends, go to what I do is, friends, I work for you, okay? You know when everybody, let's say there's a PulseChain post or a Chainlink post or just anything about crypto, I will go down to the bottom and I'll find the haters. I'll reply to that guy because I know everybody else is in. Everyone else is literally already in. Right? I'll do reply to everyone as well, but not just me on everyone else's posts. I find haters. I'm like, hey, whatever. Like, because that's, friends, that energy, okay, you don't get them to buy. They can't switch. But I'm telling you right now, when you have 1,000 haters who are just yelling about something, they're making noise, that's easier for a path to open when the adopters who want to come in join it, okay? It's a different mindset to think, okay? Now, there's been some crazy stuff happening. So this is a picture of Zoran Kole, friends. So he's actually he's a bit famous right now on Twitter because he has big accounts, which I reported on him before. So this is him right now. So Zoran Kole. So pretty much he still has his post. He believes Bitcoin's going down to like 44K or whatever, or down much lower. And he's got millions of dollars. So he's got big accounts and it's verified. Okay, so it's on basically he has these big dips down. If I can just try to find you. Actually, friends, what I've noticed, right, I'm just going to quickly tell you is this is advanced stuff. I've noticed, man, this guy, he didn't go to sleep. Look at this, friends. He's been posting a lot. You know, he's meant to be on holiday. Look at this. Okay, I give up. Bulls win. $2.8 million unrealized profit loss. Turn into sub $2 million soon. Time to long. Looks like it's over for long. So, okay, I give up. Bulls. You see that? That's... Look, a lot of people have been trying to call him out. But he's got like, probably like $10 million in the account. He could be hedged on another account. He could have another account. Like he's trading on whatever. Bybit. He could have a Binance account where he's hedged. So he knows if the market collapses, friends, he can cheer and he gains more popularity. Or he knows if the market keeps going up, he's hedged himself over there and he becomes like a crappo, right? You know, friends, crappo used to have like 62,000 followers or whatever on his Telegram. He went up to 87,000 because everybody just kept talking about him a year ago and how the market was going up and he was kept getting short. So they literally, giant boost of popularity. People just going in to watch and see. And what you end up finding is these people, they don't even remember why they hated him in the first place. Now, Crappo is obviously a special case, but over time, it morphs over time. So you grab these people, they hated you at the start, but then you eventually like, hey, we went up, and then you throw a funny meme out here. It's pretty honest. It's almost like brainwashing, friends, because like humans, we want to build connections and relations. We can't hate something we see all the time. We can't. That's why a lot of the, World War II propaganda and stuff, they would never always show the lead. They always make them unique pictures. They would show you when the enemy is doing something. They never want to humanize the enemy, because then you start to build a relationship with them. So that's why this post is actually pretty funny, friends. Like, just bet more. So this guy, friends, this guy is in one of the trading documentaries. This guy became a raging alcoholic, but it became a big meme because he made millions and millions and millions of dollars. He used to trade on the US, the CME pit floor. And he was like just an epic trader. And now he just literally just gets blasted all day, just drinking whiskey, chugging down that scotch. And he's the one, he's drunk on camera. He just kept telling everyone, bet more. That's why we have, whenever you see bet more, friends, it comes with this guy. It's an amazing documentary as well. But yeah, just be careful with trading documentaries like that, because 99.999% of those people totally wiped out. All the bots pretty much have ruined them, everything. Now there's quant firms, there's all these other arbitrage statistics guys, everybody just fighting over these little basis point stuff. So those people, all their jobs are gone. That's why it got infinitely harder to make trading edge, right, compared to what it used to be. So now that's why crypto is a blessing. Crypto is a full-on blessing. You're not competing with these scum out here, unless you're on Bitcoin and trading leverage exchanges and stuff out here. Check this out too. Circle, friends, is now minting. So Circle minted $162 million, okay? So Bitcoin hit 64,400 as Circle starts minting USDC from the printer. This is awesome. That's like the Circle market cap is going up as well, and it's 164 million. Right? So it's very, very powerful because this increased the size of the pie. Okay, pretty much someone gave them $163 million into their bank account and said, "Hey, we want to buy some stuff. Give us these coins." Okay, and that's what they've done. They've given USDC. So this is how the whole pie gets bigger for everyone in the industry. And now switch it up a bit, friends. We have the corrupt SEC. There's been some documents out here. They've released some documents about Hex. They said, like in this long-winded thing, Hex dropped 98.4%, and PulseChain plus PulseX have terrible value. That's actually what they say in these quotes out here. So they actually have it. They literally have it written down here. Hex's value dropped from the all-time high. Also, they have this other one here. I'll just show you the full screenshot at the bottom. As of July, Pulse and PulseX are practically worthless due to their decline. So that was July 2023. So a lot of people saying that they think there's really high odds that Richard wins this case and does well. Eric Wall has a bet, though. He has a bet that I think one of his calls of the year is he said Richard's going to throw all the money in the world and he's still going to lose the case. That's what he says. So we'll see when it comes to that. It's like I told you, man. Win or lose, I know his streaming's important, super important, as everyone can see now. Like, imagine people stopped Vitalik from tweeting. See, Ethereum people during the bear market would have said, we don't need Vitalik. We've outgrown Vitalik now. We don't actually need him. Now you know that's a load of shit. Vitalik's literally, friends, the literal 4,000 IQ alien in the mothership controlling everything now. You need a leader, man. You need a leader. If you don't want a leader, you go to ultimate neutral money called Bitcoin. It doesn't have a leader. It has everybody's a leader, okay? Leaderless. We are all Satoshi. That type of mentality. But, it sounds cool. All right, we'll see in the next bear market. We'll see if Ethereum actually surprises us in the next bear market. Might do, right? Might do poop this one and then do well in the next one, and everyone just, maybe rethink stuff. So checking out all the prices, friends. Remember, we're still in that zone where we need Bitcoin to flush up, really, really flush up, send Ethereum and all the altcoins higher as well. That's why when you're looking at PulseChain, obviously it's a sad state. The price is still down here doing absolutely nothing, but it's irrelevant now, man, because you don't know, friends. Look, you knew, okay, there's going to be pain, there's going to be scares and shit, but you don't know, is your chart going to do the uptrend, the sideways, or the downtrend right before the big alt season mania comes? You don't know that. And then you got to assess what your risk is, okay? What your risk is. What if your coin, friends, imagine you wanted to buy Solana, yeah, and you decided to wait until now. You missed out at $15. You missed out at $20. Now you have to buy it 7 times higher. You get 7 times less for your money. It's ridiculous, okay? But everyone was hoping that their coin would be the Solana. Only the Solana people were. So it's something to think about for your strategy next season. This is the PulseX price chart as well, just hovering around the floor. It's still 80% below day one. So pretty much everything's just a sad state of affairs. Everything's down 80%. It doesn't matter what coin you go to out there. Friends, like Matic down 88%. Yes, Matic, which I'll show you soon as well. Like, it's just nuts. Everything's still waiting for those big flushes up. Now, friends, shout out to the XRP Army because, okay, confirmed. You've been watching my channel, friends. How much? I've said to you every single day, CBDCs are not cancelled. They are coming. In fact, they're already made. Okay, they're just waiting for the right time to do their financial crisis of when they start kidding more banks and they usher everybody into it. I've been saying that. And I said digital dollars already done, and they're increasing the network and everything out here. They're building all that junk. Okay, it's all happening, total control, and they're doing it right. Look what Jay Powell actually said today.
We're also, as you know, investing heavily right now in building a new settlement system for instant payments in the U.S. It'll be the first such major expansion of our core payment system since the 1970s. We found the case for this quite compelling for consumers, businesses, and just ensuring that all financial institutions have access to the payment system.
See that? So he's literally said, oh, there's an actual use case for this stuff. Complete load of crap, friends. So don't listen to them. Just a reminder, the US debt, the fiat system in the world, it is on life support. They have to now do QE, the global liquidity index. That's just QE, right? That's what it is. Okay, they have to do that now to push markets up. Then when they kill it, everything goes down. They have to do that now. Now, eventually, it's just going to get out of hand, too much debt, and just going to reset it. So they're just going to kill this at the end. Like, friends, as we get closer to the end, everybody knows it's dying. So people, like, not deep insiders, but around them, their friends, okay, probably like the lower bugs, they will disrespect the currency more because they know, oh, this thing doesn't have like more than 10 years left because they've been hearing stuff, right? So when they start getting the printed money, they're going to be thrashing the money into scarce assets, buying more land, buying more stocks, buying more crypto, right? Bitcoin stuff. They will be using it to do that. And that's why at the end of the fiat system, we'll probably see this hyper explosive stuff. There'll be some big crash. They reprice everybody over and that might like scare everybody, put us into a bear market and stuff here and there. You know, think about that, friends. A lot of people say, oh, just hold it. They're going to print money forever. Yeah. Okay. I guarantee you there will be a bear market though, where a lot of people sell because they'll move on to a new system and there'll be the FUD that, oh, they're not going to print anymore. The debt's reset. You don't need to print any more money because there's no debt, right? And it's always going to start all over again. That'll be one of the toughest bear markets to hold through. That might go on for a long time. You never know, right? It's not anytime soon. It might be in the next 10 years from now, next decade. I hope you understand what that means because you've been holding crypto. Why? Because the money printer's been hyperextending, okay? But if they change to a whole new system at the very end and we have a high price, that bear market that comes after, think about the insane FUD because they're like, wait a minute. Okay, they printed all the money, but now they're stopping. They've stopped now because they're on a new system. We're literally on a new system. So what are you going to hold Bitcoin for? Because the rate of money printer, they're going to have like 10 to 20 years of like not having that much debt. Like their credit card bill's not $1 million anymore. It's gone down to $3,000. Oh, it's easy to pay off. And they keep paying it off. By the way, what I'm describing to you, friends, is literally how everybody got trapped in gold. Let me show that to you right now. So gold, friends, this is what happens. So gold goes on its huge run, right? So look at this. This is pretty much, that was when they ended the 1971, friends. Remember, they get off that Bretton Woods system. They go up. Gold's on a nuclear run. But look what gold ends up doing, okay? It literally goes nowhere for, my gosh, 20 years here. 20 years. So what ends up happening is it priced in all that stuff already for gold. It went on a super, super, super massive run. That's what it looked like. Super massive run for all those years. And then finally, it had no reason to go up. Why? Because look, these times, friends, were low inflation and the debt wasn't that big. You see that? But then, obviously, early remnants of the GFC. So then this thing obviously eventually crumbled up. So I'm telling you, man, like, we're not going to... Michael Saylor's $49 million Bitcoin dream and stuff, it is just a dream. We're not getting that, okay? Because, like, they're assuming that all these politicians, they're just going to keep pressing the button and kill everything. No, they're not. They're going to press it. Then they're going to pause it. They're going to move stuff on. They're going to move stuff over time. And it's going to trick the market. And it's always going to be cycles. People are going to think, okay, it's ending. No, it's not ending. Okay, it's ending, all right? And that type of fluctuation, that's going to lower the growth rate over time, okay? And trust me, we will get that, friends. Mark my words. Now, this XRP video was hilarious. Why, friends? Because I called it XRP video. You're like, wait a minute. You just showed me. It didn't say XRP. Well, that's right, friends. Because how did I find that video? XRP Maxis are pasting this video from Jay Powell saying he's referring to the XRP payment standard. Shout out to the XRP Army. I mean, it is funny. Of course, you're not going to get that, bro. Also, I can't even write then $529 XRP target because that's 1,000x away because it just seems so out there, but they actually do write that. It is their target. And so just like, I always ask them, I'm like, okay, why would the guy with the money printer who literally are behind 3 presidential assassinations, they literally try to put a bullet in Donald Trump's head, rigged elections, hiding UFO tech, literally world total control power. They made MH370 plane disappear. They have warp drive and stuff, all this stuff out here. Why the hell would they come to you with your little shitty database and print $9 trillion and buy up your imaginary tokens called XRP? Why would they do that? If you had all that world power, wouldn't you just make your own database and just copy paste it and go, no, we're the new XRP. You're not XRP. There you go. You saved yourself a debasement of $9 trillion. And they have no answer for that. It's just deep liquidity. And look, I hope XRP pumps it. I really do hope it pumps for everyone. Now, friends, there was breaking news today. Okay, I have to leave this to now. Ethereum Foundation deposited 35,000 ETH. So they're dumping 35,000 Ethereum, which is about $100 million into Kraken. They're dumping it right now. And yes, friends, they have very good strike rates of selling the top. And I have a picture. Oh, it's an old picture. It's from a year ago, friends. So that was when they first started dumping here, as you can see. So this is pretty much from 2023, but they started dumping all these things up here. They dumped the top up here. They even dump up here. But look at this. They dumped out 30,000 here. They did 106,000 out here, but it still kept going up. You see this? And then they did this big famous one up here and 20,000 ETH up there. All right. So these ones, for some reason, when they get really, really famous, they're of pretty much importance. Okay. This one, friends, though, it's only at like 2,000. And it was a year ago. And then we went down a bit. So they did actually time. They do get swing highs. They do. But ultimate macro tops, I'm glad we have this data. They don't get everything right. You can see they just started smashing it up. They just sell along the way, okay? Because they don't know how far everything's going to go, right? But it is something just to think about, right? They are like Nancy Pelosi tea when it comes to selling. I mean, like, Justin's son basically used them to sell the top. Yeah, he sold in 2021 because Vitalik and Ethereum were dumping. Also, Richard Hart as well. Richard Hart came out publicly said, oh yeah, Vitalik starts dumping, and then he calls up his boys to start dumping as well, and they did. They dumped at the top as well. So here's the thing, though, friends. As soon as I saw this, I just had a feeling. Oh, you know what? I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think now there's going to be real backlash from the Ethereum community, and lo and behold, Eric.eth. So when you say .eth, friends, they are Ethereum maxis pretty much, or they're just like Ethereum lovers. Not much else can be said, but what hasn't said already. But the lack of transparency from the Ethereum Foundation 10 years is in both shocking and extremely frustrating. The community is over it. It's really not a lot to ask for simple financial reports or clarity around fund movements or usage. So you can see everyone's fed up. And why? Why are they all fed up? Well, as you know, the price, man, the price. ETH BTC price, friends. That's what it all comes down to. ETH BTC, you're still getting destroyed. You're not ultrasound money. Unfortunately, by this chart, what it looks like, you're just bleeding to Bitcoin, even though you've changed monetary policy over and over again. So that's pretty much the counter argument. Now, a lot of the Ethereum maxis, they did a bit of self-cursing, okay? Anti-Richard Hart stuff, anti-everybody else, pro-decentralization. I think the cursing, though, went overdrive when they started pooping on Solana. I think that because, you know, friends, back when ETH BTC was high, okay, you know, back at 2022 bear market stuff here and here, when they still believed it was destined for much, much higher, faster, I was saying to everyone, I said, many tweets, I started making videos, I said, man, Ethereum decentralization maxis, they're nice people, but they're full of shit. They're full of shit. And I know this for a fact. They are still human. They are only able to talk about these decentralization principles because they got so rich. All right? And I take that to the grave. And it's true. You know it's true. Because if I made Ethereum $200 and I made you rank 28 in crypto and you are no longer the #1 smart contract platform, right? Number 2 next to under Bitcoin. If I turned you there you would never, ever, ever have any of the legs to stand on at all. And I reckon 3/4 of them would not be cheering for these decentralization maximum printable stuff. They'd have it as like a little side lottery ticket project. That's what it would be. It would be literally be a lottery ticket, not like a core savings thing, okay? And pretty much it's another fancy way of saying number go up, that's it, okay? If number goes up, all right, we're on the same team. Number goes down, we're out, okay? And here's the thing, they pretend like they're not here for number go up. They pretend that. I go, no, man, I think everyone is here for number go up. I think everybody's full of shit. And all these other words about decentralization and all these other stuff, yeah, they're good in a freaking vacuum. We don't live in that world, man. We don't live in a world where everybody is just here throwing their savings money just to see what happens anymore. No. Is they saw a lot of people get rich, and they got rich, and they made the number go up, and it made basically their wealth go up, and everyone wants a piece of that. That's what everyone's coming for. Now, does everyone get that? We'll see. We've got 500 million people in crypto. I hope we do. But we know returns are diminishing. That's why the people who are going to make it are people who invest super hard, and they're out investing everybody else. In terms of like people who only have like 1 week of living expenses put in. So there are people out here that have 1 year, man. 1 year. 1 week. 1 week used to be too much 10 years ago. Now 1 week's a joke. 1 week's a joke because the industry is becoming more mature over time. In September though, friends, this man, Changpeng Zhao, is getting released, okay? So he's actually getting released. We know, man. We know, man. Market's got a pump for him. Like, they're coming for CZ. He sold his house for Bitcoin to go all in. He built Binance, literally a freaking unicorn. BNB BTC ratio broke its high in the bear market. Unheard of. No coin does that. No coin does that. By the way, shout out, friends. It just reminded me of something. When I spoke about, there are 5 coins out of 500 that went up in this bear, okay? But I have to clarify for you. Whenever I say that, a couple of you Kaspa guys, Kaspa, will come in and say, what about Kaspa? Yes, Kaspa did. However, Kaspa was born in 2022. Kaspa was not around 2020, 2021. It's still a cycle 1 coin, okay? So when I'm talking about the coins that recovered up to the high, Floki, Fetch, Injective Protocol, Solana, and BNB that were strong, what I'm doing is I'm pretending for you, okay, that we are now in 2025. Let's say there's a standard 4-year cycle. I'm just helping everybody understand if you have enormous prices and you are betting on growth continuing forever, be careful because you already own a coin that might be cycle 1 today, okay? Let's say people in PulseChain say, oh, it's cycle 1, okay. Or you're in Peppy, oh, that's cycle 1. Or you're in Tau, BitTensor's Tau, yeah. In 2026, you are now cycle 2, okay? It's new today, but it gets older as time goes on. And I want you to know, if you're holding cycle 2 coins in a bear market, stuff that already existed, yes, there was only a 1% chance they recover. 1% back to the all-time high that's by 2028. So pretty much in a nutshell, if you don't sell stuff in 2025, let's say we run for a full year, if you don't sell, there's a 99% chance your coin will be destroyed still by 2028. That's right. That's where we are. We're to 2024. It's a Bitcoin halving year. 2028 is another Bitcoin halving year. Sweet. So 4 years later, man, even if Bitcoin recovers, let's say Bitcoin goes to 200, back to 60, back to 200 in 2028. Yeah, altcoins are still down 80%, 90%. Okay, so that's what I'm coming down to. So after seeing all that, friends, macro, interest rates, and everything else, ultimately, it all still does come down to that Russell 2000. That's the final key indicator. If the Russell 2000 stays around and not moving up after everything we've seen, then it might just mean we get like limpy type of expansion in our crypto market. You know, friends, it would be actually nice if the Russell 2000 stays here and we get like an alt season, but then we crash next year. You know why? Because the Russell never expanded, we would know, hey, we never had a real bull market, man. All right, there's not enough weak hands entering. That would be our cue to keep holding next year. Whereas if the Russell made new highs, you're just praying that the exact cycle repeats. Basically what I'm doing is I'm kind of hoping there's a reason for us to keep holding. That's what I don't want to gamble on like just, one thing. Because friends, like, if you go back in time out here, this is Russell 2000, right? This is when 95% of altcoins peaked here, friends. 95%. And they're still down between 80 and 99% today, even though the Russell's come back. Okay, so don't forget that. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you in the next one.